Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time this season. It's happy hour, qualifying hour. It's taken almost more than a year. No, not even almost more than a year. Almost 2 years, nearing to that. That's way too long. But we're finally back and running here today in Hockenheim. Let's make it a great one today. As I was spectating someone who's now jumped out of their car and I do not know who it is. Aqua car lining up in front. There we are 1 minute away from qualifying one here in Hockenheim. And there's a lot of hungry drivers wanting that session to start. And yeah, well, Josh, do you have anything to add for today?
Well, it's been such a long time. I remember when I was a driver and I was very nervous my first race, probably because this was my first serious league. A lot of drivers driving today are having their first experience with the league, so I really hope they can perform in this unforgiving sport, so unforgiving and so hard and so tough. Also, New Vampire Racing Supremacy.
Yeah, of course, the session is now underway. We're on board with Aqua Cars, being followed with, I believe, is Robo Mesa. Robo Mesa on those medium tires. Very interesting choice by him. He's already passed Aqua Car. Infinity is not far behind him as well. So we have a little bit of rubber banding going on. We'll go back with Chris. Chris, we haven't seen him in a little bit. He's here right now, and there's sectors being set, but I don't think they are of any importance right now. Sector 10 is of 3 minutes. Very interesting stuff. As people are talking in the chat at the moment. Well, we are having times on the board. They're not anything representable right at the moment. A 5 minutes 40 seconds and a 5 minute and 8 seconds. In the meantime, is anyone improving or putting in Infinity with a 16.8 in this first qualifying session? As I'm getting DMs already. Let's check what is that about. Well, if we get enough drivers, then it will be a Q1 and a Q2, Q3 session. Otherwise, we'll do either Q1, Q2, and if we really don't have enough people, it'll just be Q1. But for the moment, we could do a Q2. As Infinity taking the charge with a not even a purple sector anymore. For Almanos flying right there, drifting Casey now purple in sector 2. I believe Infinity will take that over. Yes, he does indeed. With a 38.721 right there, but Admanas, the man to watch, with a 16.665 in the first sector. Infinity rounds up his lap, 2 corners to go here. As he now approaches the main straight, drifting Casey, first lap for him, 122.0, not too bad for him. Infinity, a 119.8, faster than he was in practice. He takes the charge here. I Love Football with a 123.441. Wacky Harrison with a 123.434. As Josh is very happy with the lap his driver set. Atmanos had a bit of a struggle with the rest of his lap, both invalid sectors. Robo Mesa still invalid, but he has a 17.2 sector 1. Let's see what he can make of that. Still on those hard medium tires. As he goes through the second sector, Robo Mesa 40.2, not too good actually. That's not very decent at all. might have made a mistake there. I don't know what happened for him. As we look at the sector times, Atmanos on a flyer again. Let's finish the Robust lap. We'll see him appear at the leaderboard very soon, I believe. As Atmanos right here in sector 2 he comes. Sector 3 already. 38.5 sector 2. What a flying lap for Atmanos. Can he take the fastest lap for the moment? No, he has invalidated that for sure. That's for sure an invalidation. And that was a very good lap by Atman, but he invalidated it. He's invalidated again in the first sector. Robo Mason in the meantime, P3 with a 122.236. Not anything good for him. Palace Lover with a 127.5. He's taking P8. And as it stands right now, we would do a Q1 and a Q2 session with the last 5 being removed and the top 5 advancing. Infinity improving himself with a 16.610 sector 1. Let's go on board with that, man. Infinity, where are you? There, right there. As you go through the second sector, ooh, that's a very right turn. I don't know if he can manage to keep that valid. No, it's invalidated for him. That will not be an improvement, as the Robo Mesa still sits in second place. Atmanos with a good sector 1. Can he do anything special here? Through the hairpin he goes. Right behind Aquacar. They should be. And if it doesn't work for your driver, you can jump out and jump in, that's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
In the meantime, Atmanos, what will he perform in the second sector? Can he make it valid this time around? Atmanos a 38.78, that's a decent sector still. Not his personal best, nor neither the best of all. Can he keep it within the white lines this time around here in Hockenheim? As Drifting Casey goes to second place. Amazing stuff for the Sparker driver. Atmanos is around. That was a big crash by him. Spartica and Aquacar both going across the finish line as well. No real improvements there. Atmanos now his first valid lap time, and it does not put him anywhere near the doing a battle is crazy. Yeah, that's indeed the fact what happens. Anyway, we are still here rolling in Q1. 10 minutes to go in this session. The bottom 5 are disappearing. The top 5 will continue through. For the moment, it's 2 drivers who we consider very good in P9 and P10. Chris and Atmanos sitting in the bottom, and I think that Palace Lover just invalidated his lap. Let's go on board with Chris to see where he is at. Through the first sector he just went. What was his first sector? A 17.3, not too bad for him. And let's see what he can make of it in the second sector. Of course, a very long straight with it. As there's not a lot of stuff happening. Aquacar moves himself to the 5th place spot. That's a great lap by him. Atmanos now moves to the 5th place spot. In the meantime, it's Chris with a somewhat okay sector 2. Through the final corner he goes. Can he move himself up the board? I believe he can. Cross the finish line he goes, and he goes to 6th place. It's still not enough to get to Q2 though. As Infinity is 16.7, decent sector for him. Robo Mason not really improving a whole lot here in Hockenheim. Not showing the best of times right now. Nice, that system broke. Awesome. Robo Mesa goes into the pit lane. And he goes to the soft tires. Robo, you do... Yeah, okay, sure. He stalled, awesome. In the meantime, not a lot of improvement. Infinity had a 16.7, Drifting Casey 16.9. Manos not doing his best laps he could put. In the meantime, 7 minutes remaining in this session. Only 10 drivers within the session, a little bit less than we had in practice, but that's fine. I think there will be a little bit more people within the race itself, which is in about 1 hour and 40 minutes. You can see that here as well on the stream. In the meantime, a 16.7 for Infinity Candy Floss. Let's see what he can do this lap. Can he make an even bigger impact on the grid? Of course, there's already almost 2 seconds difference between himself and Drifting Casey. His main competitors not really putting in their best laps. As Drifting Casey had a decent sector 1, they invalidated. A good sector 2 as well for him. In the meantime, Infinity through the Mercedes-Benz grandstand section he goes. Very close to the end of sector 2. Across that line he will go. And it's not an improvement, but not a bad sector at all. He hits a bump, goes slightly into the grass, but I think that's his run over for this lap. As Aquacar did not improve, last lap was very close to his personal best. Wacky Harrison with an improvement in sector 2. Where are you, Wacky Harrison? Through... Did improve himself, and he's now in P8. I love football with an improvement in the second sector. Let's see what he can pull up here today. As he crosses the finish line, it's not an improvement. He still hands down his personal best. Almost spins it around in this corner, keeps it going straight though as he now crosses the first sector to put in a 17.4 sector 1. It's still not too bad. Robo Mesa with an improvement on his lap time. Robo Mesa, what is he doing right now? Keeps it straight in this section. Seems a little bit cautious. Oh no, he goes into the pit lane. I assume he has invalidated his lap and is now getting new tires. He's sitting in P3 with those soft tires. He would make the cut for P. As my computer just now back up, my other laptop has just decided to kill itself. Let's hope we can get that back online, because now I cannot see most of it going on here. Just give it a second to come back alive, and if not, we always have this laptop which we are streaming on right now.
Couple, Robo is asking if you can change the setup. Yeah.
Robo Mesa, it's parked from Ace, sorry. Chris has improved himself. He's now up to second place with a 121.157.
That's a decent lap time
That's
from
a
Chris.
very decent lap time, and he has been gone for a little bit too long. What do you mean the computer is almost empty? We have it literally plugged in.
Well, Chris did set like 50 laps before the qualifying, so it's not like he's new to the track.
Chris has lost the arrest. That might be because someone spawned in his car again. I mean, I think it is, because there's another LGP car sitting right there. Let me fix that. No, just keep on driving, I will fix it for you.
Infinity with a 16.6. Sector 1.
That looks
He
very...
might want to better his lap time.
Your DRS should come back online soon, and if not, then you are allowed to reset if it doesn't come back online, because that's a car bug, and you are allowed to reset for car bugs. The penalty for park from A, if you do it for qualifying, you have two options. Either you do it and you start on the position you start in and do a pit start.
Purple sector 2 for Infinity.
So either it's a pit start robo and you change your setup, or it's like a 30-second time penalty if you don't do a pit start.
Approaching the last couple of corners, let's see if he can improve on this lap time.
Okay, sure, Robo. Okay, Chris, you can reset yourself then. Okay, Robo, if you're gonna do that, that's fine. You're gonna start from the pits, but if you do take pole, you will still get the pole points. Yeah, sure. So Robo Mesa not happy with his current setup. Oh, and we have a BR Motorsports driver. But I don't think he has enough time. Oh, Odmanos takes provisional fastest lap.
Odmanos goes first with a 119.7. Finally, Odmanos is showing what he's capable of. We know that Lambo car is quick, and we know he is quicker. So it was weird for him not to be close to the top 3, but finally he has shown his capability. Meanwhile, Drifting Casey with a 120.6 moves
Holy
up to third
shit,
place.
That's a very good lap by him, and now his Robo is on the cuff. Infinity spins around. Robo Mason in the meantime has to find a lap time within that 40 seconds to make sure he gets into... Oh no, he's into the pit lane. I don't think he's gonna make another lap. It's all prayers and hoping for that he doesn't get knocked out by Spartucha, who has a 17.3. Let's go on board with Spartucha, better known as Amcrawl. Can Amcrawl advance himself to the second qualifying? Infinity puts it in. I don't think we'll see another lap from him. 7 seconds to go. Any driver who crosses the finish line in right now will have their qualifying over. Aquacar improving as well. Crawl 39.7, Sector 2 Aquacar 39.8. Can any of those two drivers knock out Robo Mesa from the qualifying session here today in Hockenheim? Aquacar cannot, but what about Crawl? Across the finish line he comes. No, he cannot. Very, very close. But he's the 10th shy from that lap. Harrison is also doing a lap, but I don't think he's the pace to improve into qualifying 2, as he does improve himself, but not to Q2. The rest is doing invalid lap times, and will now go. Now I'll have the drivers go back to the pits. And the dropped 5 are Amcrawl, Just Shy, Anna's Motorsports, both drivers out, Okakar and Isle of Football with them. Wacky Harrison out of qualifying 1 as well, and Palace Lover, better known as Ingerman as well. In the meantime, Atmanos taking the charge here in Hockenheim, showing everyone, I'm back. As there will be a 3-minute intermission to the next session. Drivers are now allowed to reset their cars. If they want their cars to be reset, let me know, because in the pit lane they don't respawn anymore. Just let them know in the Roblox chat if you want your car to be reset. In the meantime, let me take a screenshot of this qualifying result, Q1. If they're not working, that's no issue. We'll fix that for the second qualifying. Just jump in, jump out, and your cars can get new tires anyway if you press the new tires. Oh my god, the board is not resetting. Awesome. Well, there's a fix for that. Let me fix that real quick. A bit annoying that's the case, but we gotta do the reset for the server then, because qualifying times not be able to be reset. Lovely stuff. Technically you didn't, so if you revert back to the old setup before...
Oh.
Yeah, I did that, that's fine. So Robo, I know what you mean, you never set a valid lap. You could unbreak it, but...
Give me permissions.
Yes, let's do that. And
can I get permissions though? Yeah,
it's qualifying 2 time right now. Only the top 5 went through, who are Chris, Robo Mesa, Admana63, Infinity, and our surprise visit, Drifting Casey. As Mr. Monaco has joined, but he's not able to join because he's a Formula 2 driver and missed qualifying 1. Welcome to the session anyway. Let's check what the people are talking about for the moment. As I will start qualifying right now. Green flag is on track. And I don't believe
I'm a
Waki.
rejoin.
Hmm?
I'm a rejoin.
Oh, you're gonna rejoin?
Yeah, it's because I had no options to look at drivers.
You know why? Because no one spawned their cars yet. I had the same
My
issue. No one.
Infinity did, and I couldn't watch him.
Oh, I can't. I can't watch him, but that's fine. Anyway, we're back with qualifying session 2. 50 minutes of driving remaining. 5 drivers remaining as well. A little bit less people than we hoped for, but hey, 10 people is still more than nothing. As Atmanas now leaves the track here in Hockenheim. He's one of the quicker drivers we have seen today. Robo Mesa struggling a little bit more with it compared to yesterday. Of course, there have been slight balancing updates been done since the higher top speed setups, higher downforce setups did not differ too much from the lower downforce setups compared with top speed, which is not any advantage towards the top speed, although there's a lot of balancing being done as well. Drifting Casey, the first to start his lap. Let's go on board with him and see what he can perform. A very good performance, P3 in qualifying 1. Can he replicate that or even steal pole position in the Spiker Motorsports car? It would be quite funny if he did, because he would be out beating the main team, Lambo Racing. Would have been nice to know. Would have been nice to know what. Robo, I'm gonna say one thing. Read announcements.
I'm gonna say another thing. Infinity with a 16.7 Sector 1.
Yeah, we'll go on board with him in a split second, but first we're gonna finish his laps by Drifting Casey, the first driver to start a lap with a 18.0 Sector 1, not too great. He has done 16s before. Robo Mesa has 17.0. Might he have found some pace? Chris with a 16.9. 39.558 for Drifting Casey. Can he do anything below 20s today? I'm very curious to see
Manos
what he will
said
do.
the exact same Sector 1 basically as Infinity. Infinity with a purple Sector 2 as well.
Yeah, that was not unexpected from him. As people are booing Robo Mesa, Drifting Casey starts off with a 122.3. And not too
That's
quick. Let's go on
invalidated.
board with Infinity Calmly Floss as he goes through the final straight here across the
Invalidated.
finish line. And that's invalidated. Let's go on board with Almanos then. Through the Mercedes-Benz Grandstand section, he pulls off. I think he might have invalidated it. Yeah, he indeed did. Robo Mesa then our only viable option. And I think he has spin around. I keep stalling. How do you keep stalling? Oh, do you keep pressing F instead of G? Oh. Basically a skill issue then. Chris, second time, 125.4, not too great for him. Is anyone improving? Drifting Casey is busy with an improvement himself. He goes so wide, I don't think that's valid for him. No, it's not. Chris not improving. Atmanas with a purple Sector 1. DRS enabled here on the back stretch. As he heads towards the hairpin. I gotta say, it's pretty neat that we don't have a lot of river bending going on at the moment. As we'll see that happen in a little bit, and let's see if there's any people who dropped in the first qualifying session that are willing to take an interview. I know Injurman is. Hello Injurman, welcome to the stage. So, not your best qualifying result, as you said yesterday. I will probably end up last. You were not for Alpha Reality, it happened. Tell us, were there any issues again with your car, or was it just like...
Yeah, there was one big one. It was when I tried to place down the throttle, it like took a whole second just to then get the throttle down, so...
Oh, then you
I was
put on
losing.
traction control, I think.
I might have took that off. I don't know.
No, if you put it on,
Oh
then
well.
that happens.
Yeah. Oh, it's happened now. I'm last. I
Here,
might just change up my setup. I don't know. Oh,
I
I'm wrong.
mean, as I said, you're allowed to change your setup, but that will result into a pit lane start.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's,
obviously I don't.
if you want
Pit
to,
lane start, last place, they're kind of the same thing, aren't they?
yeah.
So
So if you want to take the risk, let me know. Then I will like note that and make
yeah.
sure you do that. P10 or pit lane start. Well, a lot can happen from pit lane starts. We have seen that before in Indianapolis, season 2. My apologies, where H3I went from pit lane to P2. Or one of the goats in the league, Super Rubber Pro pit lane to under domination. I don't think, no offense, I don't think that's gonna happen with you today.
No, trust the process, trust the process. But
Trust the process.
that's a
All right.
domination. Trust the process. Nah, it's just not gonna happen.
You are
Goal's just to get points.
a few seconds of your teammate as well. Anything about that happening? Because you were quite close in prior sessions. Is it the setup issue? Is it like you not knowing how to drive
It
the
might,
cars?
it might have just been that issue. I don't know. I'll try your advice. I probably won't take the pit lane start. I'll show him P10, and then well, we've got an hour until like we should be getting ready. So I'll try and talk with my team, try and see if there's any race plans. Obviously, I don't know how good the tire life is here, and I don't know how many laps there are. So I'm gonna try and work it all out, see what the best strategy is. And well, yeah, I don't think much people's done medium and hard testing, so it's gonna be a unpredictable race, I think.
Yeah, of course, 38 long laps here in Hockenheim will take about an hour if everything runs smoothly. That's a big question with row racing in
Yeah.
general, if everything runs
Mhm.
smoothly. Pit strategy, as you said, will be quite important. Do you have that figured out in practice session ahead? Do you have any idea how the car will behave with certain tires?
Nope. I only did softs before my car was being stupid. So yeah, I'm just gonna go like fuck it. Let's just drive. Try different tires. I think there's an issue when I come into the pit lane. It like makes my car bank for some reason. I don't know if that's been removed. It's because the
What do you mean
checkpoint was
banked?
there. I don't know. I can't show you now, but like as soon as I got in, it like made my car like nearly flip over.
Mm.
I was just like here and then yeah, just made my car bank. But as soon as I got out the car, it just nothing's there. So
All right.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, good luck in the race. Of course, 38 long
Thank you.
laps ahead. You'll be starting from the pit lane. Make the best out
Oh,
of it.
maybe. Yeah. Right. Thank you.
So that was Palace Lover. In the meantime, Admanos has taken the lead here, 120.0. They could be going faster, but no one is really improving for the moment. Although I haven't looked at the sector times, is anyone improving? No, no one is. Admanos is on pretty damn good lap though, 39.0 sector 2. And that lap will not be an improvement at all. Drifting Casey, green sector 1. Invalid lap, but it would have been good enough for the place he already is in, but very close to Robo Mesa. Chris might be asleep with a 17.2 sector 1. Where is he on track? Second sector, not too bad at all, 39.4. Drifting Case in the meantime with a 17.0 sector 1. Big snaps oversteer from Chris, the driver in P5 at the moment. Barely within track limits, very wide exit here. Through the final corner he goes. And he takes that P4 away from Drifting Casey, but Drifting Casey himself is on an improvement with a very fast Lambo powered car. So what will he be able to perform here? Yeah, what's up on Manos? Yeah, I can't read that. Drifting Casey 40.1. What do you mean tires bugs? Did someone spawn your car again? Oh. If you just jump in, jump out, and you
Just
can reset
change
your
them.
tires.
Just change them.
What's changed them?
Yeah, I just said, I told Otman, just change them.
Yeah.
Infinity with a 16.7 Sector 1.
Yeah, Chris improving as well. Can he kick Robo from the top 3 place? Robo not going, improving very quick. Very fast drivers all around. Chris across the finish line, not far behind. Oh no, Chris is done for his lap. That's a spin. Infinity, let's. I think he's put off. He has indeed. Not anyone improving then. Drifting Casey with his 17.1 though. That's not too bad. As I will check that issue out later. What has Drifting Casey done? A 39.6, not too bad. Can he improve himself even more? No, that's a horrible moment. With 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session, the top 5 is kind of divided within 2 groups. The top 4 and Drifting Casey at the moment. However, the driver, the hero, the man who came in quite hot, quite a surprise. We have a bingo card. We'll see if that will be used up today with a surprise pole position. There's only one driver in my eyes that could make that happen. That's Drifting Casey, making it in the final qualifying session. The top 4 are known fast drivers. Why the freaky Rubber don't qualify on because he's silly. Yeah, answer Robo Mesa. He was more confident on those medium tires than the soft tires. The soft tires wearing fairly quickly, I'd say. As Chris knocking Robo from that 4th place spot. Two minutes to go. And Drifting Casey doing the stuff he's named after. He is now starting his lap. DRS will open here in the 1st sector. So he approaches about when the curve starts, you have to brake. He takes their turn very sharply, keeps it going pretty good as well as he now goes through the 2nd DRS zone. What was his 1st sector time? As 17.2, not too great for him. He now moves through the 2nd sector. With 1 minute and 55 seconds to go, only Admanos putting in a very good sector 1. The rest is kinda sleeping out. Infinity did an outlap. Chris with a good sector 2 though. Damn, that's a very quick sector 2 for him. As he takes P3 for the moment. Can he improve that? And 120.3 is very close to the pole sitters. He might take that pole away today. Robo Macer through the 2nd sector he goes. A 39.3. Not too bad for him with the GMG lacking in top speed with the setup he had chosen. As he pulls off of this lap, I believe. Sure, you can come into the stage, Nick. Well, hello Nick, with 11.
Hello.
With 1 minute to go. There's not a lot happening for the moment. We are in the final minute. Infinity with a 16.6 sector 1 though. You just joined slightly too late. That's half fine. I will come back to you quite shortly because Infinity is on a flyer and he has thrown it away. He has gone into the gravel and he has thrown it away here in Hockenheim. That was a very, very fast
Saudi
lap.
Arabia 21.
He had a 16.6 sector 1 and 38.6 sector 2, but he could not make it good enough here. He spun around. 30 seconds to go. He can't start a new lap. Robo Mesa is, I think, recharging here his ERS as soon as possible. 20 seconds to go before his chance of a new lap starts. easily. Alright, Club, 15 seconds to go. We'll keep the eye on their sector times. Almanos with a 16.7. As if anything interesting happens, I will look at those sectors. Infinity 16.8, not too great. 60.7 for Chris. In the meantime, will he improve on it? Let's first check Almanos, who has not a improvement. He's currently on provisional pole. Hits a small bump, keeps it on track. Will he make it anything better here? Robo Mason meantime 17.1 sector 1 across the finish line. Atmanos go, not an improvement. We'll go with Infinity. Will he improve anything more? 38.7 and not too bad. Sector 2 as he now goes through the Vettel, Hope and Reigns corner. Keeps it straight, good exit for him. 2 more turns to go. Can he take that pole position away from Atmanos? Atmanos is the only guy who has taken pole in Hockenheim before. It looks not too bad for Chris. For Infinity, my bad. And he takes it away.
Goes on the pole.
Chris has spun it around. That was not too great. Sector 2. Atmanos will not take 2 poles in a row here. Chris has taken it away. Robo Mason in the meantime on this final lap. And he's still... And he will be starting P4. And I believe this is our final lineup here today. We'll first finish up this interview with you, Nick. Sorry for interrupting. Those final few moments of qualifying are quite important. You'll be starting P11 because you still showed up, so it's not really to the back with P11. Right behind you will be Sky Kai if he decides to show up again. You had some issue where you could not join the game.
No, it's just that, well, when I first joined, like, I think it's because Roblox had the update, but for some reason when I first played it, like, hit the play button, like, it just said game did, but it still would have been a bit of touch and go, because, it started when I was done, and, yeah, unfortunately missed out, and, have to start from the back, so I'm looking to hopefully make some ground, but I think we can score good. I think we can at least get top 5, top 6, considering probably higher, considering BMW suits this track in the straights. I'll be looking to compete for the win if I can. We all are, but I'm gonna try and make as much ground as possible.
Yeah, of course, your car looks very quick in a straight. You're one of the most drag efficient cars on track as well. It might help you out this race. Of course, you'll be starting P11. There's a lot happening today as well. The race, you just missed out qualifying. Still classified due to the fact you joined, so that you don't have to worry about starting from the back. You'll be starting P11 no matter what. But yeah.
Alright.
Good luck today, and well, you didn't really get knocked out. You never had the chance to get in, so.
Yeah, I feel like if I did make it, maybe I would have made it in the Q2. Well, yeah, because there are only 2 qualifying sessions, right?
Yeah. If we had 12 drivers, we would have done 12 drivers who actually set a lap. We would have done Q1, Q2, Q3 with like.
I feel like I could have gone to Q1, but I guess that's then, and
everyone
we'll have to make
Q1,
up for that in the race.
Q1, but fire.
Yeah, and also, the reason why I was kind of bad in pace in free practice is, just, no, you didn't ask, but just saying is because, I basically just missed the entirety of that P1, few minutes remaining, and then missed half an hour of free practice too, so.
Yeah,
and then there was also a
sorry to
leg.
interrupt you, Capro, but there's a bit of a rush with the interview with Altman. Normally we would interview the top 3 number 3 first, but
Yeah, that's fine.
Chris is not in the voice chat, so we can't really interview him. Let's invite Altmanos 63 to stage. Altmanos so close, so far away. You were pretty close. You had it for the longest time. Your final lap, you kind of butchered it yourself. You couldn't really do anything about it. But P2, not bad on paper, but you would have wanted to Paul tell us what happened during that mistake.
Well, hello, first of all. Yeah, it was quite of a good qualifying session going from P1. But yeah, I think I was going to do another lap if it wasn't for the tire bug that happened to me. But yeah, I lost some time there and I could have gone for another lap and I was surely gonna get pulled there. But yeah, I got with pressure and stuff and I missed pole position. But I had at least like 4 tenths there. So qualifying doesn't really matter for me, to be honest, because I'm looking for the race and maybe you can see something like a pole position curse, like what's happening with me last year. Maybe the posters are kind of fumble in the race. But yeah, we will see what we can do later. I'm quite satisfied with what I can do at the moment.
Now, of course, it's 38 long laps ahead. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get the race done. Of course, it's so consistency over race pace here. Do you think you have what it takes to finish properly and keep it on the track as well?
Yeah, absolutely. If we get the right strategy and we can keep the pressure on the NERs, I think we can go for the win. And thank you. I have to go to Darth. Sorry.
All right, enjoy your iftar and have the best of luck. As Infinity, I do not know if you are willing to speak or able to speak, but let's interview our pole sitter. I know Jules is very excited for that as well. Well, rookie sensation, the guy who takes the grid by storm. Infinity, this is your first and I believe not your only pole of this season. You take 3 extra pro points home today, but tell us, how did that lap feel for you?
It felt bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, the comment of a quick driver. It felt bad.
I had no ERS because I spun on the lap before, which I was going even quicker on. And then, yeah.
I mean, I can talk a bit more if you want, as the team
Yeah.
slash engineer.
I'm lost for words about how bad that lap was.
All right.
Okay, that was for his standards, that was an incredibly bad time. Just like he said, I'm gonna move him back. Yeah, there we go. Okay, just like he said, he had no ERS, so because he spun on the lap before, which was a very good lap, by the way. And we were in a tough spot. I just told him to push because I knew he had what it takes to beat the lap that Ottman said before, and he did. This is a first pole for me as a team boss, a first pole for him as a driver in this league. And it might not have been the perfect story, but it was an incredible lap nonetheless to take these points home and to get a head start in the race. We know that in these races, in Roblox races especially, um, grid position isn't all that important, but it's still important to us, not only as like a staple to show that NER is still here and is still fighting, but also as a way to get some confidence and of course also the points. So we're really happy with the result. We're gonna try to get the most out of the race, and yeah, I just hope we can convert into a win.
Yeah, that sounds fair. And you can also brag about one thing. You are the first team this season to bring home points. Of course, on the qualifying session, pull 3 points worth here in Hockenheim and every other track we will go to as well. On the other hand, the question is and remains: will your second driver show up? Will there be a reserve driver showing up for your team? Is there any options for the moment you have available?
You will almost surely show up. There's obviously those uh, problems that we can have. He didn't have the time to show up in qualifying. He could show up in the race. if not, I do not think we have any reserve drivers available at the moment. I could still ask around because we do
Okay.
have two very capable drivers in the reserve, but they might not be available at the moment. But still, I think considering all the top teams have only one active driver, as you can see in the qualifying, even if he doesn't show up, the blow will not be as severe as it could be.
Yeah, of course, people in testing were a bit skeptical about the gaps between Noob Empire Racing and the rest of the grid, as it all seems now that the gap is not as big as people thought it was. Considering there are three different engine providers within the top three. LGP driving with the GMG motor, Altmanos with the far superior Lambo motor in the top speeds. So in my opinion, he should have taken pole, but that's a side quest. And Infinity with a banger lap with a 119.7. So the gaps are not that far away. Well, thank you for your time, Josh. I will move on to the guy in P4 since Chris is not here anymore, and I do believe that Robo Mesa has probably a good amount of words to say, not be too happy, but yeah, American Yaping coming in.
Oh no.
So, Mr. What the fuck is a kilometer? Not too great for you. Of course, there were some setup changes which were announced, but you didn't read. So tell us, how did you go through this session?
No, but in all seriousness, it was alright. Car was not what I was expecting, but you know we're just gonna make do with what we have. We're still starting in the second row, I think. So
Yeah, you are.
that's not too bad. I could probably make things work. I could probably get to a podium today. If I luck out, maybe I could work out and take podium. Maybe if some of the guys ahead have some mechanical issues, I might be able to take the win. That's going to be a bit of a luck battle there, though. But you know, you never know what comes up with these cars. You got reliability things, so you know, I haven't heard that Lamborghinis are known for reliability. So we'll see where we go.
Yeah, of course, it's gonna be a long 38 laps ahead. Strategy will come into play as well. You were quite confident about the tires you were using in the race. Uh, Although to be fair, you might have worse top speed, but there is a race stream coming, and most of the drivers did use a lot of ERS and a lot of DRS as well. That won't be always a factor within the race itself. Do you think that your managing of the ERS system or your race pace is better overall than your qualifying pace?
Well, I did notice in the first qualifying that until I had to change my tires, I was pretty much untouchable. So that could just be because everyone was using the soft tires, and the soft tires just wear out like basically immediately. So, and once they wear, I've noticed that you know there's certain characteristics I just don't really like about the soft tires on this track. Just how they respond to certain things. So I find the mediums and hards to be better to work with. I'll just say that. And you know, it's probably just gonna be my go-to today. Just
1 second,
Should be
I
fine.
am teleporting some people.
Honestly, you know, just glad to race. If I finish badly, I finish badly. That's on me. You know, I really have no one to blame but myself if I do. I also would like to say that, you know, you can have a fast car, but if you spin out, you know, every lap, that's not going to help very much. And yeah, I did spin a couple times, but I'll probably be careful about it.
This sounds like the Timu version of if you want to finish first, you first have to finish. Well, that's not too great qualifying. Still a second row start. Although I have to say,
I'll
the
take
guy
it.
that's starting right behind you, Drifting Casey, a big surprise to be in a Q2 session. As welcome Cube, a little bit of a delayed join, but that's fine. We'll be happy to have you here in the race. Do you have anything else to say?
Just glad to be here and have this opportunity. Thank you, Shuffle, and just want to see if we get the GMG car out today. Hopefully, again to a podium. It's really all that I have on the goal for today. But if I just finish, you know, there's gonna be a lot of people to jump, so I'll take it.
All right. Well, thank you for your
Thank you.
time and the best of luck in an hour or so, and see you then.
Wait, so
He did ask a question. I did not know what he was gonna ask, but it will come up later. Drifting Casey
I was
is.
gone for the entire interview, so
Ah, that's fine. Drifting Casey has left as well. I don't know if All of Football wants a voice chat interview. If not, that's fine. He cannot. Sorry. I'm fine. I can. Okay. I don't think there's a lot happening. For the moment, then I will fix some stuff up for the race, make sure the race systems are in place, and for the people on stream, well, thank you for watching. We will see you in about an hour for the race session. Goodbye.